Where but you find me appeared in chapters and matters, constellations, and read the stars like you've always known where to begin. I didn't know where I was, still unfolding the soft place, and I start to seal to this to say quiet in corners, and I've abandoned for the lost. We're not asking me to bloom for just noticing when I did. This made me witness and over your story and glances, and this read the parts of this and never dared to write. Or used to hide it in tendencies, behind the teeth of the flavor that might taste. Like I wanted the worst, like the need for this society that wasn't absent, for the permission never found, the softer ways to speak. Ways that I watch and feel the mirror for bending over what you have to hold. This is not a wrapping over the warping over the distant flinch. This is a kind of finding once the inches for the blur, for the offering your gaze of the mind to return. They may have seen the scars form, but you learn how to press without the reopening. Never offer the side over the speechless and just a stillness of the kind that stays long enough for this pain to just name itself and leave. You didn't arrive at the answer for the dream, treat me like a riddle to be solved, just to be stayed. You just stayed long enough for the lock to loosen, long enough for the walls to forget there were walls, never to fill the pages, never to find a reading of the margins that stood near. How do you act and how far I gone for this walk quiet past me for the fearing of the math, not without fearing of the math, that you look without the flinching, for the listening over the needing is down for the somehow you meet me with, I never forgot I was writing. Poetry is just a silent part of my mind, for the loudest part of my mind. The love of the who listens to you sing, for the depths of the soul that you bring, the tide that you string, the duality of me for the yang and yin. The love who makes me feel safe and secure, for the divide of the world, for the hands and the them so pure, for the embracing of the perfect skin and ensure. Love for peace and eternity, for the who dances and prances with me, for the paradise and eyes dreaming of each other, for the I realize. A love who speaks only truth, for the eyes I am free. Falls with you too, for the colors vibrant true and through. Love lyrics and the melodies too. The dance for me, for not the only doing this for Brim, for the only man, for the matter, for the painting of the lips of the ruby red, for the mapping of the lashes just right. Title this piece of the thoughts. Heart opens the doors of many things, and sometimes more the melodies for the some words of the delicious dessert, for the kind of renewal and the smile of a child, for this moments and I finish an amazing look at book and just final take. The kissing of a slow breeze, or the walking fast and past the cars, but narrowly miss the both is to find the luck of the kissing is slow. What the questions for, the course of this, to find it before you ask. Amongst the ocean for the immensity, for the river, the salivating ideals of the transparent skeleton night that's woven with the lies, this is solidly go. The signal of the go. The sunrise in the morning for the most beautiful to see. The riches in the man who you can still be the head, but looking at yourself at the place of the world, for the listening of the trees, the mighty what's rock, hidden under the rock, for this decade and too long for the better for the cold years that become the sun. A moon sways us and this with the tide, this is snow. The bear for the bummers that are running through the head, for the calls to see over the park, for the boundary, for the graduation, for you could be empty cathedrals, or without a new hymn, for the heart that grows, feeble for the song to be heard for the second time or third. Crawling for the side of my head, for the wouldn't last a day, for the voice that would talk to you, for the never to go away, for the art of living, for the mic calling it, it's the art of being alive, and trying to breathe the pain to the soul, to for the deep in the dark eyes. For the numbing, the lost note, for the still smile, for the last of every dumb joke, this wear a mask, but not just to find a dumb coat. The coping of what the love is, a dumb troping of the tripping of the just the false ropes that is afraid to ask, and coming back from just the false hope, where the synergies attached to the intertwine, for the moving to just find enough of the loan for my own circle back, for the keep swimming elapse, this feeling just not skin detached, for the gears turn, for the cars burn, for the never learn, for the chasing everything from the past, and this running until the last knees buckle, for this always the last, this falling into every call. Walking right into the traps to try to escape. The pain always fills the gaps. This is still the same, never unchanged. This is shattered glass, and this is a sidestep to blame. I never succeed, shame never clearer, for the face seems to rearrange every time I ask. In my head, there's still you do you love me, for the questions, for the kissing you float away, for this is days of grave, for this ain't it fun even enough to try to pull you in, for the beneath the skin. Yet still chubby, for the work born the sin, for the lovely guilt, for the can you let me in, for the won't, you won't. Bleed again for this build, trying to beat the still drumming, for the heart still strumming, for the chase me if you're still running, or the erase me for the replace me, for the keeping the numbing. And all of it, see through the TV screen and dare dream, colors of the gushing wonder bleed, or sweet blue for the forever, for the tracing of the past and along the arms of sweet, or map of the always to lead me to the home. True story for this light to talk to find the one, the sea rolls of the sea, floating away for this to be the nostalgia, the clutching of the youth. Eventually, the best gift, the kindness and spirit that can bend. Something of the flaw for the stand proud and all, for this the best of the gift for the memory. You can have been that counted. Pour the grass and how it was to ask the blind they are unaware.